Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this next session focused on wealth management insights, opening digital doors to personalized advice and engagement. I'm pleased to introduce our session speaker, Howard Atkinson, President and CEO of Pascal WealthTech. This session will explore various questions, including how can embracing wealth tech innovations improve the wealth advisor-client relationship, and what are some of the risks and challenges to be aware of. So with that, Howard, over to you. Please note, though, if you have questions, please send them in the Q&A area of the chat box, and we will be monitoring those closely. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse, and welcome everyone. I want to thank you and the entire team at Key Media and Wealth Professional for once again hosting the WealthTech Summit. This is an important opportunity for the wealth management community to come together to discuss what is happening in wealth tech and how wealth advisors can implement digital technology to make their practices and the Canadian economy better. Today, I have a very ambitious schedule. I want to do four things. First, I want to talk about why you need digital engagement and personalization. Second, I want to talk about how the advisor-client relationship is changing and what you need to do to get ready. Third, I want to talk about how digital engagement and personalization delivers value to your practice and wealth management firm. And finally, I want to briefly talk about what we're doing at Pascal to meet the personalization and engagement challenge. So first, why do you need digital engagement and personalization in your firm? The answer, quite simply, is that every wealth advisor is facing a potential business extinction event. And I don't want to sound like an alarmist here, but as I've said many times over the decades as a wealth management executive, past performance is not indicative of future results. We all know that saying. And nowhere is that statement truer than your practices. The pace of digital change is transforming how business is done and how people want to interact. And for those that don't get it, well, frankly, they're sitting on a blockbuster franchise. The Next Gen 2021 Tech Survey showed that innovation in wealth management is among the least advanced in financial services. And this is clearly evident in digital engagement and digital prospecting tools. The results from a CGI study are staggering. While advisors have access to technologies, they're simply just not using them. And the main reason is the time it takes to implement and learn. I think when we look at the nature of Canada's financial advisors, we get a better understanding. Data from Environics shows that well over half of Canada's advisors are either anxious traditionalists or reserved skeptics. We as tech providers need to do a better job to design technology that is simple, modern, and easy to use if we're going to reach these audiences. Another key issue going forward is retention. I can't tell you how often I hear from advisors that they don't have a retention issue, but data from ThoughtLAB's 2022 Wealth and Asset Management Report shows that an astounding 42% of investors are looking for new providers over the next 2 years. And this research was done before the current market downturn, So that 42% could well be higher than today. Now let's look at your database. Almost every presentation I do, someone seems to ask me about millennials, like it's a mystical creature that advisors are trying to capture. ThoughtLAB again uncovered some interesting data. When it came to the richest investors, the ultra high net worth, boomers, and millennials, they all had approximately the same digital channel preferences. Mobile, the advisor's client website, and video conferencing were all the most popular across all these groups. So if demographics aren't going to work, you need to look at personalization. Next, behavioral analytics are the path to effective client engagement and personalization. This is so important to the advisor today. The global innovation firm Capgemini, which highlighted our technology, Pascal's technology, in their 2021 report, made behavioral analytics their #1 wealth management trend for 2022, both in terms of priority of adoption and business impact. Behavioral finance helps advisors better understand the thinking style and motivations of clients. These behavioral insights build alignment between the advisor and client, which helps create the stickiness that is essential to building loyalty. And as I said in a recent interview with Leo Amazora, this process of personalization needs to start in the prospecting phase. Finally, in this section, I'll share another nugget from the ThoughtLAB Wealth and Asset Management 4.0 report. Both wealth management firms and investors agree that 75% of their client engagement needs to be digital over the next 2 years. That's a powerful incentive for wealth management firms and their advisors to implement a digital engagement and personalization program. In our next section, let's look at how the advisor-client relationship is changing and how this plays into your engagement and personalization strategy. Just last month, Deloitte released an outstanding report titled Optimizing the Wealth Consumer Engagement Wealth Journey. So it's an outstanding report, not necessarily an outstanding title. But if you haven't read it, I strongly encourage you to give it a read. In fact, if you visit the Pascal Partner Lounge after this presentation, someone from our team will be able to give you the link. I'll share with you some important takeaways. First, they said the wealth value proposition is shifting to broader financial wellness and non-financial advice. Second, they said wealth advisors are as important to the broader wealth management offering as are the products and services themselves. That makes you, the advisor, a brand. You are a brand. Third, they said advisors need to incentivize long-term relationships through enhanced loyalty programs. Fourth, advisors need to create a sense of belonging for clients, which ultimately nurtures engagement and loyalty. And one last interesting takeaway was directed to the wealth management firms themselves. Deloitte said they need to position advisors front and center when engaging with prospective clients and provide them, the advisors, with robust tools to optimize their engagement and build trust. So how did this shift in the advisor-client relationship come about? Well, if you had an opportunity to hear some of my presentations last year, you've heard me talk about a term that the global design company Fjord coined back in 2015 called liquid expectations. Basically, liquid expectations is when customer expectation in one industry seeps over into entirely different industries. What this means is if you're competing against the best consumer experience your client gets from their other trusted brands, whether in financial services or not, you have to meet those expectations. At Pascal, we've been talking about it, planning for it, and designing technology to help wealth management firms get ready. It's here now, and you need to act. A number of firms are getting it. At the end of March, the managing director of our digital engagement and client loyalty platform, Living Wealth, made a presentation to the Raymond James Practice Management Group titled Living Wealth, Your Guide to Digitally Build Client Engagement and Loyalty. Andrea Linger, Raymond James Vice President, Practice Management, and the head of the Women Canadian Advisors Network, kicked off the session by stating, successful advisors add value beyond money. That's the shift that is occurring, and advisors need to be broadening the wealth conversation. Last month, Financial Advisor magazine reporter and columnist Tracy Longo did a story on this, stating, the big opportunity for retail brokerage firms is creating loyal clients who will deepen their relationships. Engagement, personalization, deeper relationships, loyalty. Certainly a winning combination. Now let's look at how you generate business value through engagement. Joe McKendrick, the enterprise tech contributor at Forbes, did an interesting story on digital in January in which he shared this outstanding quote from the McKinsey Digital Group. The point of a digital transformation isn't to become digital, it's to generate value for the business. Bingo. That's what it's all about, creating value for your business, period. So what is the value of a highly engaged client? Gallup did some interesting work in this area. They found that 23% was the premium fully engaged clients represent in terms of share of wallet, profitability, revenue, and relationship growth over the average engaged client. And that this increases to 37% over a disengaged client. So if you look inside your book, do you have any average engaged or disengaged clients in your practice? Next, an issue a lot of advisors find challenging is the EQ part of the practice. Vanguard, in their report, looking at the value investors put on human advice, said that 25% was emotional. Do you have the behavioral finance tools in your firm to deliver on this value? In the previous section, I outlined the importance of creating value by building loyalty, but how do you do that? Well, the Merkle Hello World Loyalty Report looked into this and found that 61% of respondents said the most important way a brand can interact with them is to surprise them and reward them with offers. Remember, you are now a brand, so how are you rewarding and surprising those clients? One thing that can never be overlooked is the value of trust. So how do you create that? Well, now there are a lot of answers to that question, obviously, and we could devote an entire session to it. But one interesting thing is the importance of technology in creating trust, which may seem counterintuitive. But a CFA Institute study showed that 66% of investors say they trust their investment firm more because of increased use of technology. Finally, let me finish this section on value by talking about the value of people. I love this quote from Nicole Casperson, host of the popular WT FinTech, I love that name, podcast, in her 10 things about FinTech for 2022. FinTech in particular needs humans. So never forget the importance of people in what you're doing. Digital technology is here to serve you. Finally, let me take a couple of minutes to share how we at Pascal are meeting the digital engagement and personalization challenge. At Pascal, we're designing digital solutions for wealth management. From our integrated advisor success platform to our behavioral finance informed risk tolerance product, Investor EQ, and our digital engagement and client loyalty program, Living Wealth, we're designing modern, easy to use, and enjoyable digital solutions to make your world better. Living Wealth is Pascal's digital engagement and client loyalty program designed and built for wealth management firms and advisors. Living Wealth broadens the wealth conversation, helping advisors fully engage with their clients around the things that matter to them in their lives. Living Wealth delivers exclusive access to inspiring content, memorable experiences, and meaningful privileges through an advisor-branded engagement platform, as well as a weekly newsletter sent on the advisor's behalf. The platform's automated referral engine means advisors can also go deeper into their client networks to effortlessly grow their client base. And the exclusive rewards help advisors demonstrate their value to prospects. Investor EQ is the advanced behavioral finance risk tolerance tool at the center of our advisor success platform and is also available to wealth advisors as a standalone product. Investor EQ helps advisors gain deeper behavioral insights into their clients and gives clients a deeper understanding of their own investing behaviors and motivations, resulting in increased client engagement, greater share of wallet, more referrals, and increased prospect conversion rates. Let me conclude by saying digital engagement and personalization can open doors to opportunity for wealth management firms and advisors, but you need to focus on how it can add value to your business, and you need to act quickly to realize the potential. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules today to listen to my thoughts on personalization and engagement. Jesse, I believe we have a few minutes left to take questions. And after that, we'll be in the Pascal Partner Lounge throughout the day to answer any further questions you might have. Jesse?
Thank you, Howard. I really appreciate your session and so insightful. I don't see any questions at this moment, but if anyone has any, please send them in, or as Howard mentioned, they will be in the partner lounges and you can absolutely come in and learn a bit more about Pascal WealthTech and some of the information that Howard has shared today. But with that, Howard, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share to advisors who are watching? Any advice related to this? Any closing thoughts?
I think just one, Jesse, in that we all seem so busy in our day-to-day lives running our businesses that we don't take time to make improvements that we need to take. We feel, okay, I can't take time away from business. I'm going to miss out on these opportunities. But the reality is that if you do take a step back and improve your business, improve your processes, adopt digital technology, you'll actually make, leaps forward after you've made that investment in time and money, and it'll pay you back many, many times over. So you just have to step up and do it, make the decision that you're going to take the time, hire the right team or company to help you do that, and it will liberate you and allow you to grow. And if you have ambitious growth schedules, and because we meet many firms that want to double their assets, and some of these firms are large, 3 billion, they want to go to 6 billion in 5 years, and more modest practices, and that's a big wealth management firm, but they all have ambitious goals. And to meet those goals, you need to adopt different practices and different technologies than you've been using. You can't just rely on a prolonged bull market to get you there through growth in assets through market values, which of course we're seeing now hasn't been the case for the last number of months.
Yeah, and the reality is others are taking these risks, taking a leap to try new things. So you've got to keep up. So I think that's great. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Absolutely. In the minority now in terms of the percentage of advisors or firms doing so, but with each passing week, I think more and more are catching on and starting to implement some of these digital solutions. And so you don't want to be left behind.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Howard. I really appreciate your session. And again, please definitely visit the Pascal WealthTech booth to learn more about Howard, what Howard's doing and what he spoke to today. So
My
with
pleasure,
that,
Jesse. Thank you.
Perfect. So with that, we do have a networking break until 11:50. Just a couple housekeeping notes. If you have to miss any sessions or want to go back and watch this session again, these recordings are available on demand for up to 1 month on the platform. So you absolutely will not miss anything throughout the day. We also encourage you to meet new people in the industry and network as you would at a live event. I know we're virtual, but you still have an opportunity to use the networking function to meet others who are attending today. We also encourage you to stop by the partner lounges as mentioned. There are various prizes being given away today. So just a couple to get you excited about it. Agora is giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. Pascal WealthTech, as we've seen here, is giving away a 3-month subscription to their behavioral finance risk tolerance product, Investor EQ, valued at $335, and a pair of their stylish sunglasses, perfect for summer weather coming up. Side Drawer is giving away AirPod Pros and a free subscription to free business subscription for 1 year. Planworth is giving away a $200 Uber Eats gift card, and Mako FinTech is giving away a DeLonghi Slim Espresso and Cappuccino machine. So there's a lot of good things being given away. We hope that you enjoy the partner lounges, have it feel like you're in person, and learn about some of these great products. So with that, we will have a break and we'll see you at 11:50. Thank you very much.